Assalamu alaikum. Suleiman Raheem here. Welcome. Let's slay some demons. Sisters and brothers and sisters, have a brief little presentation here. One of the topics will be chapter 14 of the Injil, the harvest. So we'll go into that in a little detail. And we'll talk a little more about the wheels. We need to understand wheels and how that corresponds with pressure. Now, if you have two wheels in sync with each other, and one decides to go in another direction, it's going to put pressure on the other one. Gears. See, that's pressure. Because it's trying to force the other one to go in a different direction. That's pressure. And that's the conflict you have when you have a nation within the side of a nation, a wheel within a wheel. That's what Elijah Muhammad always says. We're a nation within a nation. We're a wheel within a wheel. And the only way you can have peace is one wheel has to submit to the other wheel. Otherwise, you have conflict. That's pressure. Because one, we push one way, other push another way, and they're pushing against each other. Trying to exert each other's will upon the other. See? Will, W-I-L-L. They're trying to force their will upon us. We're trying to force our will upon them. And it's natural. It's natural. It's just like in a circus. See, you can keep those lions tame as long as you stay on them. Because if you relax, they revert back to their nature. You have to constantly keep their nature suppressed. So that means you have to constantly do work to keep their nature suppressed. Because their nature is their nature. So you have to force them to go against their nature. It won't happen naturally. You have to force it. And the same thing, the original nation has its own nature. And that means Yaqub versus Dr. Shabazz, right? That means you have a conflict. They spent 64 years to force us to submit to their nature, to turn us into slaves, into Negroes, into niggers or whatever. It took 64 years to complete that process. Once that process was completed, then they had our minds going in reverse direction against ourselves. We submit into we was in submission to their will. Then they could take us out of prison cells because we was in submission now to their will. That means if we are contrary, that means once we are in submission to their will, we'll be against ourselves because their will is against us by definition. One second here. So it took 64 years to complete that process. So for the last 40 years, our will was in submission to their will. See? But they had to constantly use force to keep our will down because it's natural for our will to exert itself. That's our nature. So that means there's constant pressure they have to apply to us to keep our will in submission to their will. And that's what's going on. That's pressure. But our will is still pushing. I mean, it's constantly pushing. Our will doesn't, only way our will can just go away. We have to not exist. Just like the only way that lion's will go away has to stop existing, as long as it's alive, right? If you stop putting the pressure on it, it will revert back to being the nature of a lion. So you understand? So that means they have to constantly be putting pressure. That means that's work. They have to do work. And work is energy. So it takes energy to have the energy. So that means they have less energy to do other things. That's a very important concept. Because everybody has the same amount of energy. But if they're using their energy to keep us in submission, that means that's less energy for them to do something else. So if all of us are getting $1,000 a day, and they got to spend $300 a day to keep our will in submission, that's $300 they don't have. You see, that's aside from the consequence of taking the 1,000 from us. But it takes force to do that. So understanding that, if we look around, see, the only way you know the wind is blowing, you can't see the wind, but you can see the trees shaking, see the leaves rattling. That's how you know the wind is blowing. See, the leaves are really shaking, and the branches are really, bending, and the trees are, swaying. You mean the wind is getting really heavy. That's how you know how heavy the wind is, but how much effect it has on the trees. So when you understand the two wills, because that's the form of that's one form of pressure. The two wills against each other, right? Will within wills. The two wills against each other. It's a form of pressure. It is pressure, but it's one form that pressure takes. So what's been going on since 1990? Haven't things changed a lot? But remember, they had our will go. It took 64 years to turn our will against ourselves, to turn us going in the reverse direction. So if our will was inconsistent with their will, that means we were against ourselves, because that was the whole purpose of them turning our will against us, because they was against us. So now we have the same will they have. So that means we'll be against ourselves also. But look what's going on now. You heard of critical race theory? Good. It's the big thing now. See, it said every knee will bow, every tongue will confess to our will. Because they're falling, they get there and their foot is slipping and they're bound to our will. They don't have the strength and everything, because we're becoming so strong, right? Becoming stronger, right? Because the angel, that's how you know the angel's in effect. Because look what's happening. Now they're working against themselves. They're teaching that they're racist, that they're devils, and they're evil, and that America's evil all the way through. They're teaching that to their own children, teaching that to themselves now. And now they're complaining. You got to stop teaching this stuff. They're teaching that to their children now, that they are wicked. They're devils. They're racist through and through by nature. Now, why would they be doing that? Because the angel, that's the evidence the angel is blowing. And it's going to get worse. Because they turn against themselves. Because we're breaking their will. Angel is breaking their will. Look at it. They turn against themselves. They're admitting. And now all of a sudden they want to be nice to black people. But someone wants to get rid of. See, there's two things going on right now. Those that want to get rid of us, because they say the only way you can finally stop this is got to get rid of them. The other ones say, the other ones are bending. So you got those that's already bent. Critical race theory, we are racist. And the other ones say, hey, we got to get rid of them because they haven't bent yet. And they see the danger. And it's the only way they can solve it is to get rid of us. But that's the other problem, because it's confusing to them. Because it's like, you got all your gold, you got all this gold, you're really wealthy, all this gold, right? Then I'm going to come and tell you, gold causes cancer. Uh-oh, gold causes cancer. I got all this gold, What am I going to do? If I get rid of it, right? I ain't going to have anything. If I keep it, I'm going to die from cancer. That's the problem they got. That's why Pharaoh was confused. Let him go or kill him. Let him go and try to kill him. He didn't know what to do. See, what are we going to do? If we keep him, right, he's going to kill us. If we let him go, we're going to have nothing because we need their creativity. That's what makes us rich. It makes us powerful. Their creativity. Because we're technicians. We can't do anything without creativity. You understand? Understand, brothers and sisters. You need to understand this. You understand? Angels breaking everything down. The master wills within wills. See, the master will. See, you have two master wills. You got the technician. That's fraud. They can't touch him. Can't touch him. Technician, technical marvel. Can't touch. Can't go anywhere near it. They send their best planes, everything up at it. Can't touch it. See, and then you got the spatial or the spiritual master will. That's Suleiman. That's the angel. They can't touch it. And it's power, they can't stop it from turning. But it's turning opposite the way they want to turn. See, it's not in reverse anymore. It's in drive. And they can't, and it's trying to force their will, it's trying their will going to reverse. See, critical race theory. Yeah. They're evil. You know, we're evil. You know, everything in America is just evil. No good, no good. It's nothing. It's bad all the way through. See, they say it to themselves because their mind, right, is being turned. The angels turn their mind, and it's getting worse. See, afterwards I'll probably show you a couple of clips. Them talking about it if you haven't been paying attention to it. They're calling it one thing is critical race theory. It's teaching all the schools that America's no good, right? That they're racist by nature. Ain't that what the angel was telling? That's what Elijah Muhammad. He started teaching that to put them as neutral. See, they weren't teaching that when he was there. They was observing it, but now since 1990, they're teaching it because now they go now. See, Elijah Muhammad put you in neutral. See, now you're going in drive. Suleiman angels putting you in drive. See, because he had Farrakhan, he was trying to get you back into reverse again. See, but it's failing. Like I said, watch the leaves, watch the trees, watch it. What's going on around you. And that's how you know. Because why would they start talking against themselves? Why would they call themselves racist? America's no good and they're evil by nature. Why they say that about themselves? Because just like they turned our mind around, now we turn your mind around. See? And every time one of you brothers and sisters will start turning in the right direction, you're affecting all the minds around you. It may take a while, but you affect all the minds right because you're not thinking the way they think. So when you're talking, there's going to be a conflict. And if you stay fast, they're going to have to bend to that will sooner or later. Because not only is the angel behind you, that atom bomb, but the whole universe is behind you. How can you lose? Then you got Farad behind you. The whole universe, right, is in your direction now. It's going positive. So now you're not suffering from energy deprivation no more. You're starting to grow, get powerful, gain energy. Your energy waves, you're getting stronger. See? So now you start having enough energy, you understand, to be yourself. And that means it takes more energy for them to hold you down. Because as you get stronger, it takes more energy for you to hold you down. And they don't have it. They're going bankrupt and everything else trying to hold you down. They made China strong, right? See, 1990, China wasn't as strong as it is now. They made China strong, trying to hold you down. Send your jobs over there. Now they worry about China. China got strong, right? Because they was trying to hold you down. India became strong, trying to hold you, send your technical jobs to India. See? Now they're in debt because they got to keep borrowing money, trying to hold you down. That means it's harder and harder and harder for them to do it. See? So they get weaker and weaker, weaker, and then on top of that, now their children are being taught they know damn good. They're evil. They're wicked by nature. America's no good. It's not worth. So how do you think that's going to work if they get in a war? When children don't even think it's worth fighting for? Think about it, brothers and sisters. You're winning. It's a sad person don't know when they're winning. You're winning. Look around you. We're winning, brothers and sisters. We're winning. You are winning. You are winning. This is all about you, brothers and sisters. Friday's just here to prepare your home for you. I'm here to get you home, brothers and sisters. This been turned. Look, all this is for y'all. See, we the ancient days, we the ancients. We are here to turn it over to you. You are our future. You turn it all over to you. So what about those brothers and sisters that's haven't come around yet? Because you got to keep putting that pressure on the wheels. See, they're coming around. See, like I said, you put so much pressure on something, and sometimes you have a threshold, just like boiling. You look at it, nothing happened. And all of a sudden, boom, it starts boiling. That's what it says is going to happen, brothers and sisters, and it's about to happen right now. See, dam is about to break. See, Dr. Shabazz versus Dr. Yakub, they're slugging it out here in America. The two wheels. See? One's in submission to another, but soon it's going to stop and start turning the other direction. That means it's going to force the other one to have to go the other direction too. See? So one has to be submitted to the other. They had us in submission for 400 years. It took 64 years to do it. But now Farad came put a monkey wrench in the gear. Farad came with his monkey wrench, he put it in the gear. Slowed it down. Elijah held it down in neutral. Louis Elijah, third grade education, held that damn get down in neutral against the full power of this beast. He held it down for 40 years. See? Then Elijah took him. But old weak Farrakhan, he couldn't hold it down. You saw right, he punked out right away. He that little old monkey ass Wallace just run wild. He's supposed to be the one. See? Then he come in and the wheels just grounded him up. See? But now we're on top of it now, brothers and sisters. Dr. Shabazz, Dr. Yakub. He's slugging it out. And you see who's winning. See? So we have to understand that. So like I said, I'm going to go into the presentation, but I want you to understand what's going on around you. See, you know the wind's blowing because you see how the tree, you can't see the wind, you see a tree shaking. America's shaking. They got a senile man run on the, at the driver's seat. How do you think that's going to happen? How's it going to work out? Anyone can see it with their eyes open. Two minds. Like I'm telling you, nation within a nation. Two wills. Slugging out. Who will survive the war of Armageddon? That's what Elijah Muhammad told you. And we already see, right? TKO. See? They're getting weak, crumbling, staggering. See? Angel getting stronger every day. A knockout coming soon. See, we're not going to go 12 rounds. Not waste time with that. And all the enemies are closing in. Because they can't focus on the enemies like they want to, because they spend so much time holding us down. It's harder and harder and harder. Because we get stronger and stronger and stronger. The angel is the angel releasing those shock waves. Boom, 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 boom. And they can't stop it. They have nothing they can stop it. See? And then you have to understand yourself, brothers and sisters. See? Let's put it this way. Take my little note here. They had us for 40 years, and you know when you go, you know you have the dream. We have dreams with children. Also have dreams. We want to be this. We want to be that. We want to be this. We want to be that. See? And then they don't want our dreams to come true, because our dreams is evidence of our nature. See, it's like the fulfillment, you know. And so our dreams was crushed. Some of us crushed faster than others. But since Farah came, some of us dared to dream again. Some of us dared to dream. But some didn't last very long, dream for a while. Because see, this society, it doesn't tell you, it doesn't go along with what you want. See, because you dream, okay, I want to be a scientist. No, well, hey, you got to get a job. You got to do what boss tells you to do. And so you want to go to school, you got to get some money, you got to work. So you got to do his will to try to get to your will. You got to do his will, obey his will, to get to your will. So by the time you finally get to if you ever get to it, right, it's probably all, you probably old, weak or whatever, or you probably forgot about it. Because most of our wills were just, dreams were just crushed. I know when I was growing up, all I wanted to ever be was a scientist. That's all I wanted. Ever since I can remember. Right? Science. That's what I always wanted to be, a scientist, period. That's what I wanted to be. But I never gave up on my dream. I didn't submit to them, no matter what. Right? If I didn't anything get in the way of my dream. See, when I saw they was teaching me in school with stuff that I wasn't interested in, I said, heck with that. I'm self-taught. I said, there's libraries, there's books. I said, you don't need a coach when you're not self-motivated. Coach motivates you. That's all a coach does. But if you're self-motivated, you don't need a coach. You don't need a teacher if you can teach yourself. I mean, if you can read a book and you know how to study, what you need a teacher for? All they're going to do is give you the book and tell you about it. So I said, the hell with the teacher. I bypassed. I got rid of the middleman and went to the church. I mean, not to the church, but went to the library. I taught myself calculus and physics and mathematics and history. And especially internet means just Google away, just any information you want. So I taught myself. I taught myself the angel. Nobody taught me. They can't take credit for teaching me anything. I said, what I need a teacher for? I can read a book and get the book and study it. You want to learn calculus? Get a book and study. They got college for dummies. If you don't know that, you want to start from the beginning. I went there. I got books, physics for dummies. Right? I was a dummy before I knew about it. Right? That's the right book for me. Until I know something about it. I mean, when you don't know anything about it, you're a dummy, right? You don't know anything yet till you learn. Then once I learned how to move into something higher. So I ain't letting anybody squash my dream. It's like I was in the military. When you do better, when you know better, you do better. I was in the military. After I was the best move to get out of the ghettos of Newark, that's where I was going. When I was studying scripts all the time, but when I ran across thinking about Elijah and Malachi, I said, hey, that's part of fulfillment of my dream. I walked away from the military like with nothing, man. They could have put me in jail for the rest of my life if they wanted to. I mean, I walked away. I had been in Vietnam 2 times, right? I said, hey, I just walked away. Give everything I had worked for. I had been there, spent over 4 years. I'd been in there already, right? I was a sergeant. Talking about going to talking about being an officer. And when I ran across that, hey, I recognized that as being a part of the pathway to my dream. So I just walked away from it and walked into Elijah's reality, which was my reality, the beginning of my reality, because what he was bringing was my reality. He was bringing the seeds for my reality. That's what Friar brought, the seed for our reality. But you got to plant those seeds. So I planted my seeds. Everybody's carrying the seeds in their pocket. They still walking around scriptures, walking around the seeds in their pocket. See? Oh man, I got the seeds. I got Message Blackman in my pocket. I got Hype to Live in my pocket. See? I got Far America in my pocket. Yeah, but you got it up here in your brain. So you got the water seeds in your pocket. I planted my seeds. So brothers and sisters, dare to dream. Now's the fulfillment of your dreams. Don't be afraid of your dreams, because your dreams your dreams, your pathway to paradise. Remember, dream is not the reality. It's the pathway to the reality. It gives you, your dream is your direction how to get to reality. You gotta get to, your dream is your direction how to get to your paradise. Remember, you dream about it, so it's the direction how to get to your paradise. So if you give your dream, how the hell are you going to get to paradise? You got a map, and then you throw the map away, then you say, I'm lost. Your dream is your pathway to your paradise. That's what tells you how to get to your paradise. Don't give up on your dreams. Fight for it. Fight for it like it's your only child. Fight for your dream. See, we're here to fulfill your dreams. Faraz here to fulfill your dreams. I'm here to fulfill your dreams. I'm not here to make you have my dream. We're here to fulfill your dreams. But you got to have a dream. It says, a people without vision perish. You have to have a vision. That's your dreams. People without a vision perish. While Farrakhan trying to take your vision away. We ain't going nowhere. You're sinful. You got to listen to me. You got to go with my dream. Now take my vision. See, I'm not trying to give you a vision. I'm not telling you what to do, how to think. I'm just telling you, here it is. Here's the angel. So now that gives you the fuel, right, to take and cultivate your vision to get you to paradise. Okay, brothers and sisters, I think that's pretty much. Then we get into the actual, right? But you see there's confusion going on. See, religion. See, that's what they gave you. Religion. Think about it. The religion is not thinking. Belief is not thinking. Thinking requires mathematics, logic. See, mathematics, language. If you have no words, you can't think. But belief, that's what spends on that. You have to have any logic, any math. Just believe. So, what's the difference between believing in Hinduism or Buddhism or animism, whatever. Because it's just belief. Have faith. See, they reduce you to a mental beast. Because you're not thinking. That's why you see people act like they acted. I would see people voting for, black folks vote for the Democratic Party when it doesn't make any sense because there's no thinking involved there. On the way to vote, they stop off at Planned Parenthood. Now, where's the thought process in there? Because, oh man, see, it's all about emotion. Oh, Trump, man, he's racist. See? But look at the policy. You can't see when you talk to them, they start foaming at the mouth and everything, eyes bulge and all that stuff because they have no logic, nothing to defend their position. It makes no sense. You have to understand that, brothers and sisters. You understand? Belief and faith and prayer is not thinking. See, instead of thinking how to go and do something, I'm going to pray for it. See? Instead of asking questions, I just believe this is true. I just have faith that it's true. You have no proof of anything. That's not thinking. They reduce you to a mental beast. And you don't know it because you have nothing to think with. Because they reduce, they take, you can read it, but they finally let you read it, right? But it didn't matter. What's the point of giving a flashlight to a blind man? What's the point of giving a flashlight to a blind man? They made sure your mind was gone before they give you that. So now, boom, boom, bouncing, bouncing, throwing footballs, bouncing basketballs, all this stuff. That's all your interest is. Playing video games. See? But a book, you pick up a book and study. You just pick up mathematics. You can't build anything with a basketball. You want your own country. You want your own land. But how are you going to rule it? How are you going to build anything? Or are you going to sit back and let somebody else build your house for you? Or do electricians and plumbers? Somebody else do all that stuff? That's what you think? You think you're going to get here? No, we don't want you. The Quran says it wasn't for your brains. We wouldn't care for you. So if you want to come in, if you want to stay a dummy, you ain't going to make it through after. Because you don't have a vision anyway. So your vision leads you nowhere. If you don't have a vision, that means you're going nowhere. Think about that. If you don't have a vision, you're not going anywhere. That means you want to stay here. You have to have vision to go somewhere. That vision not going anywhere. You see? And if you're not cultivating that vision, you can see, but you got to start walking. You got the map, and now you know everything. You know where the right direction. But now you got to start moving. So now you got to start studying. You got to do something, cultivate that vision. Oh man, I want to be a doctor, but you're going to sit down and just wait and pray for it to be a doctor? Now you got to start trying to work it take to be a doctor. Come on, brothers and sisters. You're coming around because you're the best, like Farad said, you're the best people on planet Earth. But that's what I'm here. Farad came, put that gear, put a monkey wrench in that gear, Elijah held it down. 40-some years. See, now Farrakhan, he's worthless, but now angels here, and it's got the power. You understand? Because they can't stop this. They can't stop this wheel. It's in the world now. Explosions already taking place. See, so it's just a matter of time. You understand? Before your wheel gets going in the right direction again, and it crushes theirs. Can't go in both directions. One will have to be submission to the other. That's why I say every tongue will confess and every knee will bow. The tongues are confessing now. They wouldn't say that when Elijah Muhammad's around. We devils. We ain't no good. They're confessing. I will. If you haven't paid attention, I will. But sometime this week, maybe after this, I'll take and show you some clips. Well, that's what's going on if you haven't paid attention to the news. Yeah, we devils. We ain't no good. America's no good. It's shit. Every tongue will confess. Every knee will bow. See? So, brothers and sisters, don't you get weary? Because every day it says the struggle of the devil is ever weak. You know what that means? That means he gets weaker every day. Everything more he does, the more he struggles, the weaker he becomes. But we get stronger every day. See, we get rejuvenated every day. Every day we wake up, we're a little stronger than we was the day before. But they're a little weaker. Now they commit suicide. They drug. What do you think that means? That means their will is being crushed. When you have to submit to drugs and suicide means your will is being crushed because you can't exert your will, so you're being crushed. And so now they got all this drug overdose and all opioid. No, they call it opioid. They call it drug deals. See, when they had now it's going to turn back on them. See, think about it, brothers and sisters. Okay, let's move on here. Dr. Yakub versus Dr. Shabazz. Familiar with Angel Key here? Angel Key. Okay. Okay, it's chapter 14, and we're going to talk about this a little bit. Okay. Now you can read. I'm not going to go into read all everything, so you follow it. I'm just going to do some highlights. So you're going to do some studying, right? What it's talking about, this is verse 1. And it's talking about the Lamb stood upon the mountain Zion, right? 144,000. That's what's happening right there. It's the Lamb, 144,000, right? And it's talking about these harpers. These harps represent the demons. And they were singing a song as new. You got to be very careful. It's just very tricky here, right? As new. See, that's Farrakhan. And he's got them thinking, they're thinking a new song. See, he gave them a new song. As new. Like it's the new revelation. See, because he's lying. See, that's the harp, because you have to know what harpers are, right? Inside, they're singing, right? Because remember, that's the voice, they're in the position of the voice of each one of these. Every one of these, they have a voice, right? So, if you see here, right, in this position, your voice or mouth. This is your voice and mouth. Voice or mouth, right? Okay? So the thing is that, so that's the ones that sing it. But they're being deceived. See? It says they're in the sight of the four living. Who's the four living? That's the lion would be here, right? The calf would be here, facing man, and an eagle. See, so that tells you, who we're talking about, right? And it says, no one's able to learn that song, right? If not 144,000. That means the only ones able to figure out that song was false, right? Was 144,000. See, they realized that was BS. They realized Farrakhan was just a liar. See, he had the NOI deceived. All of them. You got to be very careful with chapter 14, brothers and sisters. Right? See, because it got some very, very subtle things in there. Because it sounds like saying one thing and saying something else. Right? Okay, so let's move on. And then let's talk about, and these are women were not polluted. Remember, the demons, they're polluted. Because women came all gold. But the only gold that's left is you got the Levites, they're not gold, they're silver. Only gold you got left is 144,000. See? Oh, then transform. White, fiery red, greenish yellow. That's what it's talking about. See? They're the first fruits to the garden to the lamb. See? The garden and the lamb up there. See? You got to understand. It's also telling you the time we're talking about. Because this is the time right here before the four winds blow. See? This is time when the Shia, right, they're under the foot of the nations. So that was the time between 2015 and 2018. So you got to understand the time frame because it's telling you what the structure looks like. See, at certain times, the structure looks a certain way. So in this structure, it looks like this, right, during that period of time. Then the war takes place, see, which is about to take place. See, once the war takes place in this position here, see, that's when Suleiman comes and talks to the NOI. Suddenly comes to the temple, the messenger of the covenant, right? The second time he appears, right? So that's what's happening right here. So now you see here, they're in top position now, they're in mid-heaven. Now it talks about, I saw an angel fly in mid-heaven. Mid-heaven is between heavens and the earth. See, the earth represents down here, right? So they're in the middle. So that's you're talking about the Shia, right? So now we know the time frame. The war's won. They've won the war. Okay? Then that's when Babylon falls. America's kicked out. See? And second angel followed. She fell. Babylon, which, right? Why anger, fornication made her drink all the nations. See, made all the nations because their will. They was the master. Where Adam was the master who would make a new rule on earth. He was the master to give it 500 years. He had all the nations, right, going in the wrong direction in reverse. See, but now the will is broken. The will of the will is broken. The will, W-I-L-L, of the will, W-H-E-E-L, is broken. See? You understand? It's broken. So at that point, they have no. That's when the resurrection takes place because now that's what happens suddenly. Because all of a sudden, we don't have a will that's suppressing us anymore. Turns us in the wrong direction. Because some of us take longer. Some of us, start turning the right direction. Wheels within wheels, right? So Suleiman is the first one to start. That's why he's the first one of the dead ones, right? It wasn't Elijah. So because the Levites were never dead. See, he's not a Levite. He's from Shabazz. So he started turning the other one. So at this point, right, the will is broken. The will of our enemy broken. Their will, W-I-L-L, is broken. So now there's nothing to suppress our nature anymore. That's why the resurrection takes place. So it happens suddenly. So this war takes place, it happens suddenly. Because now they don't have the will. They're broken. They have the will that's forcing. When I say you, it's hard to say when I'm talking about the will or the will, W-I-L or W-H-E-E-L. Either way, it's broken. So that they doesn't apply pressure on our will anymore. So all of a sudden, right, we become free. See, our minds become free. That's the resurrection. Now it's talking about the demons here. What's going to happen to them? See, because they have the mark of the beast. I said they're called barley. They are the mark. And not only them, but they are the mark. And the European countries, they have the mark. So it's telling you what's about to happen to them. See. Also drink. See, so they're going to drink of the wine and anger of God. See, unmingle. Going to pull forth a full portion of Ra's wrath and the Lamb's wrath. See? That's what's about to happen to them. See? They have no idea what's about to hit them. Then talk about now the holy. See, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but when an angel was talking about the holy, it's talking about the holy represents the Sunni. That's why when you read about Moses, right, When you see a sickle to the bottom, sickle, that's also his foot. God tells him, take off his shoes because he's standing on holy ground. See, that's the ground, that's the new earth. That's a little soul thing I just mentioned, right? So that's how you know, that's what we're talking about, the holy. See, endurance of the holy, and observing the commands of God. Who's observing the commands of God? That's the saints. It tells you about that because it says in chapter 12, it talks about that, right? It says that the dragon went to war, right, with those that kept the observance of Moses. See? That means these are the ones that got rid of Farrakhan and stood back up. In Exodus, right? It says they were separated. Those with Aaron from those with Elijah. Those with Farrakhan, those with Elijah. And all the Farrakhans and his Aaron and Farrakhan's people was wiped out. See? So these kept Elijah Muhammad's teachers, right? And say, okay, so he's talking about two. He's talking about the Sunnis, right? Then say they kept the commandments, right? Say endurance of the holy, and observance of the commandments of God and the faith. That's the one. When they talk about them, they talk about the Nation of Islam after Farrakhan's dispatch, right? Because it talks about the spirit there. But I'm not going into detail, so I'm gonna keep this short. So then it talks about this one, the white horse. Now, sometimes Obama's on the white horse. Sometimes Farrakhan's on the white horse. In the first seal, Obama's on the white horse. In chapter 19, that's Farrakhan on the white horse. So he's on the white horse. So that's where that again. This is remember this is the pattern. You have to follow the pattern, right? So he's on the white horse. You have a sickle. What's the sickle? There it is. That's the sickle right there. Right. So upon him a golden crown. See, that's the crown up top or above him. So you're not. So you're sure. Yes, in his hand was a sickle, right? The top two sickles, those are his hands. Okay, so you're not confused. We're talking about he has a crown upon his head. So that's the situation right there, right? Now, if you notice, I didn't really, maybe I'm not sure if I need to even show this. But see, oh, I went the wrong way. I'm not sure I need to do this. Okay, see here, this here, see, he had the crowns. That dragon had 7 crowns on his head. Those are heads down in the European countries. But now, once they go to war, the crowns are transferred, right, to other beasts. See, a transfer of power. Because now the Europeans, they have war with each other. They're not world powers anymore. Now, Death in Hades, or the leopard in Daniel, or China, India specifically, right, the Orient, Asia, now they're superpowers. They're already saying China's going to outstrip America. Well, at that point, when they go to war, their power is broken. So now they're the world powers. All this going to happen suddenly. Once that war takes place, all this happens. Because Europeans are going to be fighting with each other. That's why I bring us division. Mother against daughter, father against son, right? Mother-in-law against daughter-in-law. That's Europeans are fighting each other. Okay, we talked about that. Now he's sitting on the cloud, that's Farad. He got the sickle, right? And he's told to throw the sickle to the earth. He's going to do a harvest. Now remember, the sickle also are the 4 winds. So he throws it to the earth, right? So he says throw it to the earth, right? Harvest the earth. He's specifically talking about, because Britain and America, they're earth. And that's where two of the first two fall. And where the first two fall, right? The first two fall on America and Britain. See? There's a particular reason why they say it like that, earth, but I'm not going to detail about that here. So that's the resurrection. Everybody comes together. See, that's the four winds blowing. So all blacks come together. See, because they're attacking blacks at that point. I already talked about this in previous presentation. I'm just going to the major, trying to get you to understand this, and you should understand it based on the things I'm talking about. So that's the resurrection there. See, okay, that's what it's talking about. That's the first harvest. Do a sickle, and then put those together. Okay. Then there was another angel. He had a sickle also. See, sickle, but his sickle is the demons in NOI. See, that's the other thing. He has a sickle. See, he's told to throw his sickle, right? He threw it upon the fire and voice having sickle sharp, and he said, because he said, throw his sickle. Earth, he gathered the vine earth and threw the press of anger and threw into the press of anger of God the grace. So this anger has something to do with this one. See? So he's throwing his sickle. Right? This is where it separated the demons out. That is talking about right here. So we'll see. It says, because they're going to throw into the press of anger. So these will be thrown into the wine press, be destroyed. Anger is coming upon these. Wrath is coming upon these. See there? They're thrown back in the earth. That's the second. They're thrown. That's what it's talking about. See? That's the second harvest. That's where we're going now. We're over in the Middle East because she is not coming here. We're going. Demons separated, right? And then you see the other sickle, NOI, right? There with the thunders, which is also holy, which is the waters under the ark. That's part of tribulation. They go to the tribulation period because the ark represents the top 9 pieces there. The waters, I didn't show that there, but where it said thunder, there's also the waters. So they're still in the water. They're still in the water. That's during the tribulation period because the waters are the tribulation, the seas and the rivers and the water. See, they go into tribulation along with the Sunnis. Sunnis going through tribulation also. Right? Because the ark, here's the ark. Glory, angel, power, head, crowns, that's the ark. Ark had 9 in it, including God. Right? So, and it was floating upon the waters. See? But remember, the waters were drowned. Right? It's a flood that drowned, right, the earth. See? Here's the earth that is about to be drowned. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. And it says, was trampled the winepress outside the city. It came out blood of the horses, winepress to browse of the horses, right? From 30,600, which is 15,000, right? Okay, this is what it's talking about right here. I'm sure like this here, but it should just be 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000, 10, 12, 14, 16. I mean, I've got it backwards, right? One. Anyway, that's what it's talking about. Because here's the horse. This is the horse of bridle, but it says blood. This is the blood of the lamb, which is in this position right here, right now. See? That's how you calculate that. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. So what they're telling you is is that at this point in time, right here, right? This point in time right here is the flood. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Okay. So they're attacking the European countries at this point because we're out of here. Okay, brothers and sisters, hope you understand. That's the end. That's the end. Okay, brothers and sisters, bring it to a close here. We're going home. All of you who's been paying attention should know by now there's nothing that can stop it. See, gear's picking up speed. See, and their gear is being crushed. They can't crush this gear. See, it says that their heads will be like stones, but Suleiman's head will be like flintstone, because flintstone breaks other stones. That means they're resisting, but Suleiman, you understand, he got the angel, and he's irresistible. See? And every time one of you, right, start moving in the positive direction, look how much power. The way Elijah Howard put it like this. He says, you take number one, every time you put a zero behind it, you increase its power tenfold. So if there's only one, it's one person. But you put a one behind it, now it's 10 times more powerful than it was before. But another one is 100 times more powerful than before. 1,000 more powerful from the time before. That's how the power is increasing. So don't put yourself down, brothers and sisters. Every time when you pick up this angel, start talking, you are powerful. That's what it says. Suleiman had the power to make you sons and daughters of God. That means bring it back to your natural mind, because you are God's. You look at you impressed by this stuff you see around you. Okay, show me one tree they made. Show me one star they made. Show me one plant they made. Show me one. Show me one mountain they put up. Show me one sea they made. We got atomic bombs. Well, you know what a star is? That's what a star is. Because a atomic bomb is just a little small star exploding. That's all it is. It's a small bit of atoms exploding. That's what a star is. So we made stars. See? So it's like, you know, here you come along, right? And here you got a Uzi, and he got a pea shooter. Who's going to win that battle? See? Because if you understand nuclear fusion, right? They tell you, if you study it, they tell you, read it, go Google it, they tell you. It's just like a little small star exploding. That's all nuclear atomic bombing, like a small star exploding. It's the time differential, because all stars explode. All stars explode. And eventually, let me put it this way. All stars are exploding. It's just how fast it does it. Some takes billions of years. It was like slow motion. Say, for instance, you saw a nuclear explosion, and you saw it going real slow. It's still exploding. So a star is like a nuclear explosion, slow motion. But it's exploding. That's why you get light and all that stuff. That, you know, our sun's exploding. They'll tell you that. They understand that way. I know you understand because you think of explosions, pow. Well, yeah, pow. What if that pow took 1,000 years? It's still exploding, right? It's still expanding. So stars are nuclear explosions. Much more powerful than anything they got. So he got little peep shooters. You understand? So understand, brothers and sisters. We did that, and we're gonna do more. We're gonna do more than that. We're gonna do more than that, right? Because that we did as universe expanding. We didn't went around scratched our behinds for 76 trillion years. We put all that out there. And we got trees and planets that's habitable. We're going to live on them. It says your seed will be as a grain of sand. That means it can't even be accounted. Be so many of us. Be trees and trees of us. We ain't going to live here on this planet. Be trees and trees with so many of us. See? So we're going to do wonders that even the first God couldn't do. See? Because he started off the expansion. He kicked off the expansion. We kick off the contraction. See? So everything's prepared. It's 73 years putting all this together. Okay, brothers, it's time to return home. We've been gone for 50,000 years. I'm kind of homesick, ain't you? I'm homesick. I want to go home. Don't you? Don't you, brothers and sisters? For I want you home. Your brothers and sisters want you home. The Shia, your brothers and sisters, they want you home. They miss you. For I want you home. See? So he's going to fix it so you will come home, so you have a place to come to. You ain't got to build anything. We got a brother, he said he's a builder. Great, I'm a good brother. But see, that brother, you know what that brother is? He is a builder. But see, he's in this world, so they're suppressing his abilities. But once they're gone, he's going to be building planets. That brother's going to be building planets. See, they're already out there, and they're habitable. But we can go in there, some of us going to rule some of those planets. So you can go out there and, hey, I want to redesign this one. Let me call Brother Kevin. See? Once his mind's released, you get a little atom, it's just sitting there. And then you split the atom, bam! Damn, I didn't know that was in there. All you brothers and sisters, you don't see who you are. I see who you are. Look, you think Friday wastes time coming to get a bunch of dummies? A bunch of slaves don't know that's worthless? Why do you waste time doing that? He came to get the treasure. We're also his treasure. Because he's technician. Right? He's a master technician. But you need the blueprint, the creator. Or a technician can't do anything. See, that's what I say. Will the prey be taken from the mighty? He come because we his wealth. That's it. He wants to serve him. Not, please let me push your feet. No. What do you mean? Because we're going to provide the blueprints. So they can get to work. The Shia can get to work. That's why you see that construction there. That's the construction there. Right? Elect on the top. They provide the blueprints and the Shia right under them. Right? They're technicians. See? And under them, right, is the Levites, right? They're the workers. You understand, brothers and sisters? They translators and the workers. I mean, you got to look into this. You got to understand it. So he come to get his treasure. Say, will a man rob God? They robbed him of his treasure. With his treasure. He's come to get his treasure. He will not be denied. He will not be denied. We will serve him. See, we're going to provide the blueprints to our brother, Farad. Now, our master, he's a master because he's a master technician. Our brother, Farad, he called us his uncles and aunts. He didn't come and say, my slaves, brothers and sisters are going home. You're the apple of Farad's eyes. And he ain't going to let anything happen to you. He will tear his whole damn plan up if they're going to come after you. In the final analysis, They're gonna realize, hey, it's either them or us. They're gonna make them. They're gonna make that analysis, and they're gonna act on it. That's when Frog will tear their ass up. That'll be the end of them. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters.